What's up, Dad? First one on. All right, good morning, everyone. Bill, what is going on? Bill is a close second. Good to see you. Hope everybody's having a good Tuesday. So we have a lot to cover. We're talking about our walking bass line tips that we're using to help free up our right hand. And the main thing, it boils down to getting some familiar patterns that become comfortable in your left hand, so that it becomes, after some training and some lining the hands up, locking the hands up, what I like to call it, is you get your muscle memory going. So right here is a good example of a D minor triad that we're getting going. Just 1, 3, and 5 of our left hand, getting that going. You could put that with an F major 7. And right now we're getting some good work in, just like back and forth on a minor triad. And I can even go build some muscle memory up, right? 2 and 3. Now let's go to G minor and do the same thing. I'll go. Notice I went right back to D minor, doing the exact same thing. Now, there's another thing you can do with major triads, is you need to get those down. Just a B flat triad. I'm just doing kind of a minor blues now as we kind of warm up. And then we can go down to the 5 chord of an A minor blues, which is our A7, and we can actually go give it a little voice leading. Now, before we dig into the meat of this lesson, I want you guys to know a couple of things. Know that I'm combining the root 5 root, which is a super important topic this last week. In fact, we've been building on that by me showing you other things like this. 1, 2, this is D minor, which we know we want to get on our bass playing, right? We also want to get our major triads in, like I was just doing a B flat, ba, 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 and now I get A7, and then I could go back by a half-step approach. We have also been talking about half-step approaches. It's really nice to get those down. And you hear those all the time when we're doing like 1, 6, 2, 5. You don't just go 1, 6, 2, 5, which sometimes you do that. Sometimes you want to approach your chord tones with half steps, and that's a nice thing to do. And once again, that's building up muscle memory and your vocabulary, even where you say, I want this sound of boom, 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 boom. So that's not like I'm just moving my fingers and not thinking about it. It's about getting those sounds, so then you're here and you go ba 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 ba, and that's just a sound that, by doing muscle memory and building up your repertoire for your left hand, melodic ideas and bass lines, then you get to where it's a sound that you're looking for. And if you guys understand that, or kind of understand that, got it in the chat. But even this right here, you're building up a skill. You're building up that D minor so that you can put an F, A, C, E, and that gives you D minor 9 right away. I'm going to go to G minor again just as we warm up. And even getting to the G minor, I could go, I could go to a half step, and even going back to the D minor, watch, I did an E flat half step approach just to give it a little leading. Now I'll do a B flat major 7, and I just did root 5 root right there. I'll do the same thing, root 5 root. I went to D major 9, which I told you that I love to sneak in there. On a minor, if I'm going minor, da, 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 then go to D major 9. 2 and 3, and half step approach. right, let's talk about a few things. Okay, so Vicky, good to see you as always. Good to see you, Vance. Vance, thank you for sending me that info regarding that July broadcast that I need to go back and watch. I'm going to do that this afternoon, and I will transcribe those 2 blues songs that we came up with. Good to see everybody here. The usual gang is here, and I have a bunch of important updates from the new course that's coming out on Friday. Remember, launch day on Friday. The price will go up to $39 for everything. And it's a lot. It's a full walking bass workshop course. And I'm even showing you guys tons of PDFs. I have a brand new PDF that I want to show you guys. And right now, until Friday, everything is under $30. It's insane how much you get. But shout out to Memphis, to James, to J-Man, to Mike, to Gil, and to George for getting the course, the pre-launch, and getting all these crazy files. So what I did, and here's where we're going to shift gears and dig into this, is I made I finished the 12-key PDF so right now, I'll tell you a little bit about what you get right away if somebody hits the description and gets the course. But right now, there's the 42-minute training and like 20-something files. It's crazy. But let me show you what I finished, everyone, today. We've been talking about the and now this is a 12-key PDF, all keys. Now we don't need to do all keys on everything, but some of these I wanted to give you all keys because I think it's kind of important. So D minor, notice that the first one is this D minor. Actually, we walk up, but then we do what we've been practicing lately, is this half-step approach, and then we've been dealing with this right here. Okay, and getting to the 1. So 2-5-1 is the most common progression in jazz. So you're here and watch this. Hey Doug, good to see you. Now getting to this C chord right here, the 2-5-1, this right here presents some problems. 1 and 2, 3, 4. So it's the and going down the octave and then the flat 7. So watch this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2, 3, 4. And then we're at our C triad, okay? It's part of the loop. 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3. And just like everything else, I want you to build up that muscle memory. So before we get into anything else, we go to that the F major 7 gives you a D minor 9, half step, and watch this. Okay, let me do that again. Let's just kind of put that on loop. Let's do it again. And notice the half-step approach there just because we can. Now, it doesn't matter what key I'm in, you're going to build this up. Hey, Rich. What's going on? Everybody say hey to Rich. Rich, I have loved your comments that have been coming in and your feedback and things. And I wanted to make sure you knew that we are changing my website to a different platform, but it's still fully functional, but I don't know if the email is working on there. So anybody who sends me an email to whatever that email is on the website, I'm not getting those, but I will get any emails at bob@iMusicAcademy.com or iMusicAcademy, the number 1 @gmail.com. So either one of those, but the website is fully functional, and I'm encouraging one person to get this pre-launch before it goes live on Friday. Okay. So the next thing we're going to do is, and I'm looking at my email to see if anybody, the next person is going to do that. But let's go ahead and deal with this. So good to see you, Rich. Now watch this. We have minor, and Rich has been talking about this is a good place for his playing and practicing and working on these. So we have this 2, 5. So if I'm in the key of B flat and I do the same thing, I go C minor. Now watch this. I'm getting this 1 and 2, 3, 4, 1, 1 and 2. You have options on your fingering there. You can go octave, 2, 1, 2, 3, or you can do 1, 5, 1. A lot of you will like that fingering better. 1, 5, 1. Now, before you run away and say this part's too hard, I want to encourage you that there are a few of the things that we learn in this right now is called the bass workshop, but it might be called left-handed compliments because Vance came up with that. That might be too busy. But everybody hang out. Rich, Doug, Dad, everybody, Vicky, all of you, because I need your opinion on one important part of this etude that I wrote out. Okay? So hang in there. But before we get there, let's talk about this part right here. Do not get scared about this right here, because this is an element, just like all the others, that you can start to get to where it becomes a part of your muscle memory and something you're hearing. So we have this C. Let me go to C and do it right here. Okay, so notice that this triad is something that's super important when you're learning. You're building up muscle memory. But watch on the 5 chord, I could go and walk down the scale, which is also really good, but you can also do what we've been doing where you go. Isn't that a fun way to break it up? Is going 1 and 2, 3, 4. You hear people when they're walking bass line, they're like boom, boo, doo, doo, da, boo, doo, da, doo. All right, so we're just doing one little layer. And the great thing about this is when you learn a skill like this, it translates to any other chords you're working on or any other keys. For instance, you guys know that in this course you have walking, the walking and comping jazz blues. Now notice these Bill Evans type voicings in the right hand, but watch what happens with my bass right here. You see what I did there? I did, and right here I did this. I did that chromatic walk down and the B flat going. If you understand that, got it in the chat, and let's go back to here. Okay? So do not get scared with these. Every tip that we're working on is leading you to that next vocabulary that you're going to get as a part of your playing, and then you make it your own. So you have this idea of our chromatic approach to the 5, and then we go to the C major, and then chromatically up. Remember, we're approaching the 6th chord by a half step. Now this is the next part that we have to dig in. Okay, everybody dig into this part. You're going to give me on the A chord, instead of going A triad, we do this: root 5, root 5, flat 5, and then you start over again. So chromatic approach to the loop starting over again. So this right here. This is another spot that we have to spend time. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And anytime you get those ands, we need to spend a little more time on it. So when I go like this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, and 2, 3, 4. Notice there was an and there. And then the same thing coming up. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, now let's talk about a really important part that I need everybody's help. Is that when I wrote this etude out, at first I wrote it out exactly like I just played it. On the 6th chord, I need everybody to lock in because I want everybody to vote. I have this C, and then I go here, which is an an A13 with a flat 9, and then a 13, and then we go right here and just lower this down to a flat 13 or sharp 5, however you want to look at it. But this chord to this chord. And I started thinking about that. That might be too much to have the flat 9 in there before you go down to the sharp 5, the flat 13. So I changed it to this, which is the natural 13. and then I went to the flat 13. So I want everybody to listen to the difference. The first way we're going to call the way we were doing it yesterday, which includes the flat 9 right off the bat with the 13. So it's like this. The second way is the natural 9. Okay, so listen to the difference. And then you flat it. I'm going to loop those over and over, and then we're going to vote. Okay, so here we go. All right, so let me do this. I'm going to just go from D minor to A7. And when I go to the A7, at first, I'm going to loop it over and over. And the first one I'll do is the flat 9 to just change one note. And then I'll change it, and I'll do the natural 9 to the flat 9. Okay, here we go. Here's the first way. Sorry, let me try that again. Okay, here's the second way. Here's the first way. Second way. All right, let's vote. If you want the flat 9 right away, do a 1 in the chat. If you like the natural 9 to the flat 9, put 2 in the chat. And I'm just going to loop those over and over. I'll start with the first one. Here's number 1. Sorry, I didn't do that right. I got to do the first one. Second way. First way. What do you guys think? All right, let's vote. We have 10 people watching. So do you like the flat 9 right off the bat, or do you like easing into it? They're both tough. You're conflicted. I need some people to weigh in, 1 or 2. And then we have a lot to cover in this lesson. So let's knock this out. And then we'll move on. What I'm tempted to do is do both. It's like it wouldn't take me too long to adapt this PDF and then call a variation, flat 9 variation. So we have this, 2, 3, and 4. All right, or this. Dad says I feel strongly both ways. All right, I'm going to keep it for right now. I'm going to do the natural first, and then the flat 9. That's going to be plan A, I think, because let me tell you why. Because I have exercises. Let's deal with this really quickly. Let's go to just one of the PDFs that, by the way, when you get this course, even on the pre-launch, you get all these PDFs. Let me show you this, for example. This is the perfect example of how you take these ideas. Notice that this voicing right here is a C minor 7 with this walk up. This is just one of our walk up patterns. And then what do we do? A root 5 root. Now watch this. 2, 3, 4. And then your thumb comes down. That gives you a 3 with the natural. Like you have you have the F. It's not an F13, it's an F9. This is the PDF that I meant to write just a natural 13, so I have to change that. But the bass line has this, and you're getting used to the sound of without the alterations, because we also have these PDFs that do this. And the reason I'm telling you that is because I like for you guys to be able to hear the alteration or the natural version, like of the 9 and then the flat 9. And you see how it works where you hear this ba 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 ba. Rich says that too. I agree, Rich. I mean, the reason I was wrestling with it is I started thinking, you know, that sounds good, but it's just too like in your face flat 9 first. I kind of like the resolution. I kind of like thinking about this natural, because one of the PDFs in this course has this, and you go to the natural. So you're here, root 5 root, and then it changes keys. And I think about the natural 13, right? But then you can change it. Here's the great thing, Rich, is you have this here, and we go. Now that instance, I thought it was okay to use it because I was doing it as a 6 chord, but I had already done 2, 5, and then I did this kind of flat 9 sound, and then I went up here, and because I'm doing some accented syncopations in the right hand, you can get away with a lot more, I think, because you're thinking voice leading. Even when I go there, I feel like it works because I'm thinking. And then you can get away with a lot. In the same way, and this is so important to say, in these PDFs where we go here, let me show you a different one that has this kind of thing. Walking bass, root 5 root. Yeah, like this. Pay attention, everyone. This is crazy right here. Where you go C minor 9. This is more of a Bill Evans type voicing, and I go root 5 root, and I go here. Okay, what is happening here? Because we also have another PDF in here where you go here, a Bill Evans type approach, and you go to a F13. It has the 9 and the 13. But then I show you this right off the bat. I'm like, here, this is like this is number 13. So before exercise 13 in this one folder has the natural version. But then I had this crazy, you think, how in the world would that work? And the reason it works is because you have the same idea of voice leading. Okay? So I teach this, which is very nice, pretty sounding, 4-note Bill Evans type. But then you want to be able to move from this and you go ba 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 ba. So even when you come down here and I do just like we were here and we did this, I'm now in B flat, and I went here, and I could go 13, which gives us the nice, pretty 4-note Bill Evans type voicing, and then I'm going to go here to give me that flat 9, right? And I could even go here, flat 13, right? So I'm here. So all of these ideas that you can come up with, whatever, just randomly playing, is still voice leading. When I do this right here, ba-dum, there's my flat my 13 with the flat 9. Ba-ba-ba. So let me take you to another super important PDF. Okay, 1 second. Let me get out of this one that has 15 or so PDFs. All right, this right here. Everyone lock in right here. This is another one of the all keys PDFs. So when you go here and you go D minor 7, remember Rich, Vance, Bill, Dad, Vicky, that when you play a D with an F triad, it gives you a D minor 7 every time. So I can go up and down. I can think, all right, I need a simple D minor 7. An F triad is going to work great. Now, if I take that F triad and I go down a half step to an E triad, I automatically, and if I change my bass to root flat 7, I have a G13 with a flat 9, right? So here, here, here. And when I take this E triad and I bring these 2 notes down to the next 2 notes, I have a G triad in first inversion. And with a C and E, that gives me a C major 9. Another super, super, super important thing is that if I'm here and I go F triad, if I go down a half step to E triad, and then I go to this G triad, so I start to associate D with an F triad, G with an E triad, all the time. When I started listening to Oscar Peterson back in the day, when I first started listening to music, and I would hear him do those kind of Oscar Peterson type sounds, having the E triad, I had no idea what it was. I just liked the sound, but it's just an E triad will give you a G13 with the flat 9 all day long, okay? So you have that, and then you have the C chord, and then we're going to go to the 6th chord, which is A. So you start to associate your F sharp triad will get you an A13 with a flat 9 every time. So now you have this. And or I could do this version of the F sharp triad. Yes, Rich says it would depend on what you're backing, vocal, etc. Best to know both. That's right. That's right. And it's all and exactly what Rich is saying. Whatever you're doing, in other words, the reason I put this kind of PDF inside this walking bass course is because exactly what Rich is saying. You don't know, I mean, you don't always want to be walking, right? If I'm here and I'm, let me go to major song. If I'm doing any jazz standard and I'm doing, let's say I'm doing 2, 5, and I'm walking the bass, 1, 6. I also want to be able to do 2, 3, and 4, and 5. 1, 2, and 3, and 4. Da, 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 da. Now I go back to walking. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, and 3, and 4. 2, and 3. So this time is still going by. Okay, so it's walking and comping and soloing, but then you go to this 2 and 3 and 4, 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4. So one super important thing that just happened there is, as I was going through this, the right hand, when I go F triad, E triad, C triad, F sharp, and I'm kind of keeping the time going, even if I'm walking my lines, I can think about those triads. Right here I can go 2 and 3 and 4 and 3 and 4 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 2, 3 and 4 and 2 and 3 and 4. Okay, does that make sense to you guys? If you're enjoying this lesson, put a Y in the chat. We have 11 people watching. I'm looking for the next person to say hello in the chat. And what I'm really looking for is, so far, the people that have taken me up on this pre-launch are Memphis, James, J-Man, Mike, Gil, and George. They get all these files, plus the 42-minute training that's already ready on the video of this. In all keys, by the way. 42 minutes long. And all of these PDFs you get right away. So let's keep going through this, because I think it's important to show you some of the other things. So one of the things that is important, and I have some things we're going to break down in very simple terms, so everybody hang in. We're going to go till 45 after today. I have a little extra time, so 45 after we're going to wrap it up. But notice that you have the blues scale. This, and in my left hand, I'm building up some muscle memory right here. Okay, it's a major triad and then chromatically down. So we can put that with the first 5 notes of the blues scale. 3 and 4 and 1. 3 and 4 and 2. It's 1/12 of the price. Van says, how much does the course cost if you only want it in C? That's funny. So, all right. Already I want you to see the benefit of this triad, and I'm going minor third, walking it down. So we're building up muscle memory. I mean, you could do all your Akshays blues, you could do Vance's licks, you could do you could do your A blues scale over that. And 2 and 3. But really, I'm focusing on that left hand. All right, that's just one PDF, and it gives you tons of ways to go over that. And then you have this right here, which is our walking and comping jazz blues. And notice that this takes you through the entire blues with Bill Evans type voicings in your right hand. And then in your left hand, notice that you have this walk up, which is something that I want everybody to do in every key eventually, you know, not just C, even though it's cheaper if you get C, right, Vance? But this idea of these walking bass lines, I demonstrate a whole blues on this because I want you to get this into your playing. It doesn't matter the key. And then you go to the F chord. You could do that. Now watch this. I'm playing a little forceful today because I'm so excited about this launch and this course and hanging out with you guys. I'm just kind of digging in, having fun. But my main thing is showing you guys this, for instance, C triad. Get that going. Like, I want you to build some confidence doing this. You can put a comping voicing with it. You go, or you could a 13 voicing. It doesn't matter. Go to the F chord and do the same voicing or the same triad in your left hand. And you can walk this down by half steps if you want. And now here. Hey, shout out to Memphis. Memphis can't watch the live, but he came on anyway with his drink in hand. And Memphis was the first person that signed up. Memphis, you need to know that inside the folder is the 12-key version of our loop that I've changed to make it more pleasing to the ear by adding the natural 9 first and then the flat 9. So good to see you, Memphis, as always. Thank you for being a YouTube member and also being a supporter of the channel when you're getting the courses. Okay, so that's what I want you guys to dig in, this idea of these blues things. The next thing is, this is my most popular thing that I've done lately, and I did this in all keys as well. So many of you signed up for 2 keys of this. I did a PDF before I did it in all keys, but this idea of our minor blues, like if you're doing summertime, so it's here, and we'll talk about this in just a second. There's your flat 9. Now you have this in the lower octave. Summertime, and the living is easy. The copyright strikes are coming. All right, so notice that on a minor 2/5, we need to be able to play a things over a minor 2/5. Well, you know you can go. That's just the first 4 notes of the D minor blues scale. 2 and 3 and 4. I'm just gonna loop that minor 2/5. That's why people love this, because we're here. We have to do what's called an E half diminished. A little bit different from our major voicing, but really important to know. And even your minor blues scale is important to know, because you can just for days go. And then you put a little dominant and go to the G minor. Then B flat if you want. I can go root 5 root. And another thing that you can do that's really, really, really nice is when you're doing a minor 2/5 and you can go. Let me do that again. You hear E half diminished. Okay, now let's start to wrap this up by going over a couple more things. You have your walking bass workshop PDF, your etude with the and. I just showed you guys that. I think this is such an important thing to do. I'm so glad that I put this in the course as well, because getting this down gives you so much confidence even as you go into other keys, right? Just such an important thing. All right, let me see if I think I'm behind in what you guys are looking at there. Okay, caught up now. I'm actually showing 6 people have liked this video. Usually it's 1 on my end. So I'm very encouraged. All right, let's look at one more PDF in this folder right here. Okay, this is the one. Everybody lock in right here. We have this here. Another very important PDF. We'll stop there. Okay, what's happening? Your C with the E flat in the right hand, C and E flat. C minor 7 all day long. Now watch what happens. If I come down from the E flat to the D, it gives me an F13 flat 9. Now it's a D triad. Now the magic happens by just changing the bass note, not the right hand. Now you have chromatically, you go from here to chromatically down to B, and I do B with a D, and then I do an E7, and then these stay the same, and then I go down to B flat minor, and then I'm here for A minor. Isn't that amazing? Okay, to me that's amazing, because this changes to that. Now that's a B minor 7 voicing, and all I had to do was change the bass note. So you have this. Now this is important, because watch this. If I go here and I go to this F7, that gives me a beautiful F13 flat 9. Now where it loses its oomph, if that's a word, which is not, if I just played a walking bass line and I go and I do this, that can sound a little bit out of place if it's just like that. It is an F13, but what's missing in this is this. That makes that chord complete now. Or you could put it up here, which I do in one of the PDFs. I put the 13 there. But what makes it work is when you put it in context of like you think of it as voice leading. If I'm here, nobody's going to complain if I go. Or if I go here. Oomph is a word in German, Vance says. So when I use these triads as voice leading things to get me to the next thing, it works perfect. So I never have a problem with that. Okay, now I've done enough talking and playing, but have you guys enjoyed this lesson? It is, gosh, it's already, what time is it? Oh, it's 42. So I technically only have like 2 more minutes. All right, what questions do you have? Anybody have any questions of anything that I need to explain again that I've already done? The other thing I want to make sure everybody knows is that if you get this right away, if you go to my store, which is phasing out this next week, and we're going to a different platform. But in the meantime, you can get this, and we have a launch on Friday, and the pre-launch is turning into an official launch, and it'll be $39 on Friday for the course release. So it's only $10 more, and then it'll be $59 once we're done with our launch. And right now it's less than $30. So you go right now. Somebody's going to be bold, and they're going to go to iMusicAcademy.com. Just follow the link in the description and just look at all this craziness that you get right now. As soon as we've had 6 people get it, but right now you'll click on this link here. You just scroll down on the PDF that you get right when you go through the checkout process. 42 minutes of training on this thing in all keys. Now, you don't have to go through all 42 minutes. Go through the first key or 2, but also included is your sheet music. And then you keep going down, and I put the major scales that we're going to be digging into and major scale training in all keys. I am a classical musician, or I studied classical music as well. So I think fingering is really important, and I think learning your scales is really important. So right now, that's all available when you sign up. The other thing that's so important to show you guys is, in addition to that, right away, I'll do what I've done to everyone else, and I add you to this folder right here, which is all of the exercises and things that we've been talking about, including this folder that has all of this craziness of these. It's like 15 PDFs in one folder. And it's showing you all these bass patterns and all these right-hand examples like this. Notice that that's your flat 9. So you're here, then it goes down here. Right? How cool is that? No shipping needed. It's all digital. Okay. And then, like this, it does it in reverse. So anyway. All right, guys. These are so fun. Going up with the triplets, going down, walking bass and 4-note chords. Let's look at this one. Oh, this is a perfect example of taking your triad, and that turns it into a thick Bill Evans kind of voicing there. Here, and it walks it down, and then it goes. So, and it goes down by half steps, okay? All right, you guys have about 2 minutes just to put random chatter in the chat. If you haven't liked this video, you need to do that now. Say hello in the chat or like the video or both. Keep commenting on my videos on YouTube. We're trying to rescue the algorithm. And then if anybody wants to invest in the thing, I think you're going to be really, really happy. The course officially comes out on Friday, so Thursday I'm going to do my last-minute editing, but I'm so excited that I added this PDF, this all keys PDF today. Let me just show you guys one more time because this is what I want everybody to practice, and I don't care. I mean, if you get the course or you don't worry about that. Just get this idea down, is that this is now a 12-key PDF, but take these concepts. Minor triad, chromatically down, and then get this down. This right here is kind of the theme of the day. You had this, right? So you have this. Major triad. And remember that, he said, act fast, supplies are limited. He says, great question. Wait. Why don't you have a course on walking soprano? Okay. Get the course now. We'll pay for shipping. Act fast. Supplies are limited. It slices. Does never needs ironing. LOL. I tell you, you guys are very comedic. All right, here we go. Remember this. No matter what you do, you're going to get your C triad. All your triads going. You're going to get your minor triad, and then you're going to get your half steps. And I'm going to encourage you to do the 2-5-1-6 since that's what we're practicing, and it creates a nice little loop. So you have this F major 7 in the right hand, and then go to C triad, and then A. Remember that this is your other thing you're working on. Da, 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 da. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2. And then you can go to the 3 if you want. The next PDF that I'm writing out is